Today I'm going to be showing you how to play Madden, and we're going to learn how to freeform pass. We're just going to do it at the very basics. So what you want to do is you want to go into settings, go into game options, and you scroll down, you come to passing type, and you change it to placement and accuracy. Turn the passing slowdown off, make sure the vertical max distance is near. Vertical speed can be anywhere between 10 and 12. Probably be easiest to use 12, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter too much in my opinion, but you might as well set it to 12. First thing we're going to do is we are going to head into the skills trainer, because it does have a drill for running the fucking freeform passing. That's over in advanced techniques.
Ready?
If you'd like, you can go through the tutorial-based part of the drill, which is right here. I don't need to do that right now. Because I know how to do this, and to save time, I'm just going to skip that. What you can do right here, you skip to the drill part of this, and then it runs you through the drill of freeform passing.
Here we go.
This very first exercise in the drill is an over-the-top freeform pass, which is what I'm going to be teaching you how to do. But there's one at number 1 out of 10 and one at number 5 out of 10. And this shouldn't take you more than 30 to 60 seconds to do, so it's worth just doing them to get the practice before you go into practice mode. And this is with the slowdown on, and you're not going to be using the slowdown anyways. Like I said, I'm going to skip to number 5 here because it doesn't matter. If you do want to learn how to freeform more than just streaks, this is a great way to learn how to do it. For example, I can put this ball down and away from the safeties. But keep in mind, you have to do that without a slowdown in game. So you don't have to use freeform passing if you have it turned on. It's just it's what the default option becomes. Go suck a dick, EA. Okay, so here's drill number 5. They turned off the slowdown settings. And here's what it's gonna look like. With the lob pass, he goes and gets it. Perfect. So that's all you really need to do, unless you feel like doing the whole freeform drill. Otherwise, what I want to show you is just in practice mode, standard practice mode. So again, we're going to go into Learn to Play. We're going into Team Practice. Don't spam A because it gives you this screen, and you just need to pull up Offense Only right now. The Chiefs are going to be the easiest ones to run this, or an easy one to run this with. Like an easy one to get an example of. So let's see here. I was running it from trade open. Here we go. Yes, so I'm going to put Valdez-Scantling and Hardman on the outsides just for demonstration purposes. I'm putting this play here, and then I'm going to go into the pause menu and respot the ball. I'm going to go back to my own 20-yard line. So I know I didn't go over this with the initial drill. So how to freeform pass when you're passing. You hold down left trigger and then you hit the button of the receiver you want to throw to. So when you do something like that, that circle appears. And then the reticle moves within the circle using the left thumbstick. Really, the best way to do it is to move it to one of the extremes. So for example, if I'm throwing here to the slot receiver, I'm going to throw it down and away. If Patrick Mahomes could hit a throw to save his life, I'll do it one more time. I'm going to put it down to the extreme. So let's say if there was a defender in the area, is going to keep you from throwing the pass to the defender. It's going to keep the defender from being able to make a play on the ball.
Yellow, yellow.
But mainly the use of the freeform is for extremes. You're throwing it extremely outside, you're throwing it extremely inside, you're throwing it extremely underneath, you're throwing it extremely over top. The easiest way to learn just the basics of freeforming is just throwing it over top. So that's what I was doing here in practice mode, and I figured it would just be best to do it in a video format, so I'm not trying to explain it via text. So pairing it with a lob pass, no defender is going to be able to make a play on the ball unless they're a safety backed off.
Yellow.
Like, unless they're in position, like, I should rephrase that. This works best against things like cover 0, cover 1, man coverage when you have a speed advantage. Because Madden doesn't work well with speed for whatever reason, your receivers will run past man coverage if the speed's not if you have a positive speed differential. If you've got faster speed receivers and your opponent has corners, and it'll work well against like certain coverages, like press, stuff like that. The way to counter it on defense is just a hot route and outside quarter over the top of whatever the speed receiver is. Unless you have like an 85 speed corner, like you have to have a really slow corner to get burnt over the top of an outside corner. It's nearly impossible.
Hey, 57,
Even if
57.
you're going up against 99 speed receiver, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, like it's very hard to get beat over the top of an outside quarter. It gives up other things, but that's the entire idea of football, is learning how to adjust. So if you need to play defense, then call an outside quarter to stop the streak and then figure out what else to do in front of it. But the main purpose of this video is to show you how to freeform. Or not to show you how to freeform, just to teach you the basics of freeforming, which, like I said, the easiest way to do that is with the streak, and it's how I learned how to do it. And especially with a lob pass. The lob pass specifically, you are just barely touching the button of the receiver you're trying to throw the ball to. So let's say with Hardman here, if I want to throw it back shoulder, I'm moving the controller, I'm moving the thumbstick up and then to the right a couple degrees, like 3, 4, maybe 5 degrees, barely to the right, because otherwise you'll take it too far out of bounds. Like even if I go at a 45-degree angle to the right, it's out of bounds. And I'm running this to the wide side of the field, so it does take some practice. It takes some getting used to. But if you're not running a fade, if you're just running something going straight down the middle of the field, you can put it right over the top of them sometimes. So it's a great way to practice. You can do it in regular practice mode. I'll show you. I'll just show you right now. Just go into practice mode and do it against cover 0, cover 1. And you can do it versus high-rated corners. Let's go back to the Chiefs. The Chargers have good corners, right? J.C. Jackson and the Panthers have good corners. Panthers. Yeah, Panthers. We'll do Panthers. Yes. Open. Oh, I need to sub because we switched. Scantling. Juju. Hardman. Where is our play? There it is. Okay. And let's do this versus. Here we go. And this is just our standard. I don't know what to call here because we don't want cover 1 press. We just want cover 1. Let's rock press. Here we go. That works well.
Yellow.
And then we're gonna go in here. We're gonna respot the ball. Like I said. There are other counters to it. The easiest thing to do is call an outside quarter, but there are other counters. But here is examples. So right now, since the corners are lined up directly over top, they're not shaded inside or out. Doesn't really matter which streak you won. You can use these old school fades. You can hot route it to a streak. You can hot route it to the new hot route fades. It's not really too much of a big deal. But again, this is just for practice purposes. You throw it over the top, you lob it. Most likely, especially if you're playing against good corners, you're going to have to throw it over the top. You're going to have to possession catch it. You're not going to be able to rack catch it unless you have a really absurd speed differential. And you still have to be careful throwing it too far out of bounds like I just did there. I might actually just put him on streaks. The other thing to do too is to read the safety. Because Chin was drifting right there, so I sent it left.
Attack! Attack!
Yeah, Chin's drifting left. I lob it. I throw it over top. It's easier to possession catch. You can risk it with a rack catch.
Yellow.
But it's totally up to you. Again, this is just for practicing freeforming. If you feel like countering it on defense, the easiest way to do it is with outside quarters.
Yellow.
No special adjustments. You don't have to guess pass. You don't have to shade anywhere. You don't have to back off. Just standard cover 4. Not even standard cover 4. Just hot route outside one of your outside corners into an outside quarter, and you will be able to stop a streak over the top like this.
Hero 15. Far side.
But this is just to teach yourself how to freeform pass. And then if you really feel like it, you can start getting frisky.
Hey, Sunday. Far side.
So let's see. I got Travis Kelce out here. If I want to lead it. The benefits of the freeform passing is that it lets you lead more than the old school style of just regular pass leading does, which is the classic mode in Madden 23. So you're switching from classic to placement and accuracy. Placement and accuracy, the accuracy doesn't really mean a whole bunch, but the placement gives you a little bit finer control, which makes it more advantageous. In my opinion, and in most people's opinion that use it, which is why it's a good thing to learn how to use it. And in my opinion, this is the easiest way to learn how to do it, because all you have to do is, like I said, just hold up on the left thumbstick. That's all you got to do. Because, again, like I said, the freeform passing, the best thing it does is extremes. Extreme in, extreme out, extreme up, extreme down. Whether you're throwing a comeback route down, you're throwing a zig route out, a slant in, or a streak or fade like these ones over top, it's best for just that exactly. Like this one, down and away in man coverage versus on a curl route. It's just about extremes.
Yellow.
But you'll get better at that the more you practice with it. You can practice here in practice mode. You can practice in exhibition games with other people in the league. Honestly, I did it the first couple times in the skills trainer and just did my best learning how to use it. It's easiest to use a team that's not the Steelers with 86 throw power Kenny Pickett trying to lob pass it. But you get the idea. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.